Coach, the 41-point third quarter is what really stands out. Why do you think you were so successful in that coming out of halftime?
I thought we had two very good starts to the halves. I thought the first quarter was very good. The third quarter, obviously, we end up with 41. Played very well. The ball moved. I think one of the things, we've talked a lot about our starts here recently, and again, I mentioned it. It's not always just the literal start of the game. A couple of games ago against the Clippers, 15 all. And at about 5.5, and it ends up, we're down 14-16 at the end of the first. The other night against Chicago, it was the start of the game, and down 13-4. Tonight, I thought the energy of the crowd, I thought the energy of the players was great. It was a great environment. Kudos to the fans for bringing that. Obviously, the guys feed off of that, and good start for numerous players. I thought our starting unit played very well.
The last 7 or 8 minutes of the game, they went to Gasol and Aldridge. How do you guys want to defend it, and how do you think you guys handle it?
Well, the bottom line is getting the win. If you're just looking at the statistics, the 56 points that the two guys scored, you'd say, well, you didn't do a very good job of defending them. Okay, if we want to play that game, then we did a great job on LaMarcus because he scored 11 less than he scored in the last game. I mean, the guy is playing. LaMarcus is playing at an extremely high level right now. They present multiple problems because if you go to double him, now you're looking at having to defend the three as well. There were a few times within our coverages where we got into rotations, depending on how the ball got either into the post or if it was thrown over the top to him. And I thought we did a really nice job with our rotations to get out to the three-point shooters. So, again, 62 points in the paint, and the offensive rebounds hurt us a little bit, but we took the three out, and that was good.
Joe, you mentioned the rotations on defense. You mentioned the ball moving on offense, and it feels like when things go wrong, those are the things that we typically talk about after a game. How do you try to bottle this one up? I know that's the million-dollar question, but how do you try to bottle this up?
Well, that is the key, and we know how to do it, but each game presents different challenges, right? Whether it be matchups, whether it be how teams are playing you. Chicago played significant, just going from one game to the next. Chicago played pick and roll significantly different than San Antonio. San Antonio went to a zone tonight in the second quarter. We figured it out a little bit more as the game went on. That having been said, I would say we actually weren't struggling with it in terms of getting open shots. We were struggling with just making the open shots against the zone. Still got to be good, still have to move the ball, but each game's going to present a different challenge based on what the defense is doing.
How much does it help just to have a game like this where you guys are competitive and playing well throughout and have leads and don't have long lapses, just to put on film and be able to show guys, hey, we've done this and we've done it recently and we know we can do this?
Absolutely. No, this is why you show film, and we've done it before. This isn't the first game. This is obviously the most recent. Okay, see how smart I am. But obviously it's the most recent, and we played well. I thought we played a very good game the other night against Chicago. As we mentioned, didn't necessarily get off to the start we wanted, but it is a 48-minute game, and it always will be in terms of you have to come out ready to play for 48. Obviously, if it goes overtime, you take care of that. But the point is, the lapses will hurt. We know that. So now in a game like this where we do play very well and have multiple people contribute, again, I thought Shabazz was very solid for us coming off the bench in several different ways. So there's a lot of things to build on, but new challenges will be presented when we suit up again.
You mentioned the zone in the second quarter. I guess initial thoughts upon seeing Pop go to a zone for 5-6 minutes there, and then your message to your team once you had a chance to talk about it in a timeout.
Knew it was in their arsenal. They've used it before against us on side out of bounds, baseline out of bounds, and within the game. It was a good move. And again, like I said, I actually thought we had some very good looks at times. One of the things that took place on the first possession was we saw it and we hesitated for a count. No reason to hesitate. Whatever play we've got called will work just as well. Keep executing it. But from that point forward, and I'll have to go back and look at every possession, but I would say in that stretch, we did get good looks. And we at halftime, we talked about where the open spots were, talked about where we needed to get to. We had talked about it in the timeouts, but obviously when you can see it as well and, get everybody on the same page, it's easier.
Giannis coming back from the ankle injury. How do you think that he looked today?
Good. He looked very good. You know, he's a competitor. He's a guy that every single night when he goes out there is trying to figure out how he can help win the game. And he's all about the team. You know, we talked about that the other day in the Chicago game. You know, our bench got really excited. You know, take for example, Shabazz Muhammad had a great block late in the game, and the entire bench erupts to cheer for him. And that's, you know, our guys they pull for one another. They want to win the games. And so for Giannis, you know, to come out off of, you know, missing the last game and, you know, playing with the effort that he did is a testament to him, but it's a testament to, you know, what all these guys are doing for one another.
What have you seen out of Brandon in this second 10-day contract that's impressed you?
You know, the other night, Bled got into foul trouble, and I thought he did a really good job of just steadying our team. And that's not easy to do, but I think Bled played maybe 2-3 minutes, and he did a really nice job of getting us into our offense, running the team. It's not easy to do, and we do want him to play with pace. We do want him to push the ball up the floor, but it can't be in a reckless way, and I think he's overall done a nice job with that. Defensively, learning his assignments, you know, knowing tendencies. It's not like he's new to the league. We just need him to continue to defend the way he can.
Coach, how proud is a coach to win against Greg Popovich?
Well, you know, I've talked about what Pop means to me personally and professionally, and what I would say is, first of all, it's a great win for us. Any win, you know, it's important. The way we played, as we talked about that, because we want to play the right way, and I felt we did that for the most part tonight. It's really hard to talk about what Pop means to me, my family. You know, gave me the opportunity to come into the NBA, and so. You know, I've been in the locker room with him, and I know what that's like. Win, lose, win championships. And so, you know, at the end of the day, we have our jobs to do, and we go out and try and compete. You know, happy that we were on the winning end tonight, but I can genuinely say he's a tremendous man that's meant a lot to me.